Hello everyone, Matt here again. Right, so what I thought I'd do over the next few weeks is run some solo battle reps. Okay, solo because I've literally no one to play with at the minute. We're still in tier 3, so I can't go around any friends' houses and none of the clubs are open. So I'm going to do some Wars of the Roses with maybe 3 or 4 of the most popular rules for this period and see how we get on. So this is the setup today. My scenery's not great, okay, but don't worry about that. I'll just talk you through. So we're going to play with Lion Rampant, which is essentially retinue size rules with fairly few troops on each side, more unit based rather than full army. And with this, you take away individual models when they're killed rather than give counters for casualties like Hail Caesar. So uses D6 dice. Units are in either sizes of 6 or 12, depending on if they're infantry usually or cavalry. And you roll 12 dice if you've got a full unit between 12 and 7, and then you go down to rolling 6 dice if you've got a half strength unit 6 or less. So we'll see how this goes on. I'm just going to talk you through the armies to start with, and then I'm going to do a separate video on the battle rep itself. So on this side, we've got the son of the Earl of Northumberland, Thomas Percy. Now, he has discovered that coming through his lands, marching through his lands, are a unit of mercenaries that have been hired by the Nevilles to basically supplement their forces and use in battle against the Percys. Okay, so this kind of follows the start of the conflict between the Nevilles and the Percys. So with Lion Rampant, you need to put your leader in a unit. Okay, he is part of a unit. So this is a unit of 6 men at arms. At the back there with the red and black helmet, that is Thomas Percy. So he's going to be with that unit. Okay, now we've got a unit of 12 billmen for the Percys. We've got a unit of 12 archers. They're retinue archers, so they are elite. And we've got a second unit of retinue archers for the Percys here. Okay. Now, on the other side, we've got... in addition to that, coming on from the left-hand side, from the north, is a unit of heavy cavalry, of mounted men-at-arms. So these are also Percys. They've took a different route. They're coming in from the north, and they are mounted men-at-arms. So they're heavy cavalry. Okay, now facing them are this mercenary unit. Now these mercenaries have been hired by the Nevilles. They're marching through the Nevilles' country, but they've now entered Northumberland. So they're basically marching through Percy country, and the Percys want to stop them before they can unite with the Nevilles. So we've got Swiss mercenaries. So on the right, we've got Swiss pike. On the left, we've got Swiss crossbowmen with pavises. At the back, we've got a unit of Shire archers. So these guys aren't elite, they're not retinue, they're still not bad, but they're not elite. Got 6 German gunners, and we've got a unit of billmen at the back there. Okay, they've also been joined by a unit of 6 scourers who are basically guiding them through the country, showing them the way to where they're going to link up with the Nevilles. But unfortunately the Scourers have run into this army of Percys, so they basically led them into trouble, unfortunately. So we'll see how they deal with that. Okay, now one thing you will notice is that these are all in movement trays. Now if you're someone who plays Lion Rampant quite often, you'll know that you don't really use movement trays. You're supposed to have models that are at least, are not in base contact with each other. So that's a start. They shouldn't be in base contact with each other. And the units all need to be at least 3 inches apart until they're actually in combat. So I decided to put them in movement trays to start with, just to make it easier to move them about, and also to kind of give them a little bit of a presence on the battlefield just for the setup. So on the left we've got the Percys. They want to stop Thomas Percy and his retinue. They want to stop the mercenaries crossing Northumberland. And on the right we've got the mercenaries, got the Swiss pike and the Swiss crossbowmen, German gunners and local men with some scourers, and they are trying to cross the board. So the idea is that they want to try to get to the other side of the board, and if they can exit the board, then they've won. If the Percys stop them, destroy them, then they've won. Because it's Northumberland, it's very cold, it's very wet, I'm also going to roll for weather, and on a 1 to 3 it starts to snow, and that affects shooting, which means shooting is reduced to 12 inches, and armour of people who are being shot at is increased by 1 because of the snow. So potentially we could have some bad weather, okay, which could increase and change the battle somewhat. So that would benefit the mercenaries, who have shorter range weapons, and also will take the benefit of cover. Okay, so I think I'm going to take the units out of the movement trays so that it gives a more accurate representation of Lion Rampant, and then set up the armies, and then we'll see where we start. So I'll see you in a moment. Bye.